need to go into iTunes. We need to play that certain song that's been so accustomed to the Brood War soundtrack now that should be integrated into the soundtrack. Spawning here on the bottom right as the Orange Terran. It'll be LRM's Game here. Yes, it is. LRM Game, if you guys don't know, pretty active in the foreign scene. He's doing, let's see, he's from Florida State. He's also partly a co-host on iCup Blitz, which is kind of a news show video format. All that stuff. He's also running tournaments. He's an event organizer, so he's very active in the community, so show him some love. And his opponent, the awesome Korean Gwangtaek, will be the Red Zerg Gwangtaek. So while I'm updating the overlay, enjoy some awesome music, because I have no idea. And you know what? This is one of the reasons why I remember why I don't do local replays, because if you don't if you try to look at the player names, it pauses the game, so it's never fun. Gwangtaek, man, I apologize, but your name tag is really small. I'm trying to fix right now. Gwangtaek in game. Oh, first bat's gonna be on Gladiator. Game, and it's 9 pool actually opening for Gwangtaek right now. It's interesting. Alright, so red. No, game is not red. What am I talking about? What on earth am I talking about here? Game is so obviously orange. Everyone should know that. And do. Aztec. And okay, 9 pool was speed. Okay, so I guess that's the choice for Zergs tonight. And what was it? Gladiator? Gladiator. You know, for all the people that make fun of my spelling, I'm not sure if Gladiator is spelled correctly, but I don't care. What's important is if some nub can sound it out, then they know what this map is. So cross positions on Gladiator. 2 minutes have passed, so what do we have here? We have a 1-base Terran build, which is very odd for a reverse ramp map. Very odd. I would not suggest this, but under the current circumstances where a run-by would have a high likely chance with the 9 pool of speed, game is in a good position, and wow, I mean, like, that is tight. That is tight, I believe. And game is just showing Gosu-like abilities here of knowing when a 9 pool speed happens. Actually, no, the barracks and yeah, these two aren't tight, but the depots should all be tight. See if this does anything, but we'll probably follow this up with the next bow. Yes, he will. All that fun stuff. And this refinery might get sniped for a while. Also, I'll just have you know that Gay Bear or Geyer Bear from chat for VOD users is saying, and people on stream is just saying, a T-Rex is a viable build regardless if it's a reverse ramp. The only thing that I would question in the fact is that I've done T-Rexing before. It's just that it leaves you economically behind sometimes. I guess it's like a super safe build order, and I guess against a Korean that you have no idea against. It can be annoying, but nice control by game though. I want to say that right now. Nice control. Oh, but these Marines, no, that's not great control. Oh, all that hard work game was saving up for those Marines. Oh no. And even trying to kite that Marine away but still dies. But at the end of the day though, despite losing, you know, a chunk of his army, which he didn't necessarily have to lose, he's okay. He's stabilized. He can take an expansion if he likes to. The only thing that I would say, obviously if you have more units is better, but what that allows game to do would be allowed to pressure to Gwangtaek right here. Now imagine if he didn't lose, what was it, 4 or 5 Marines on that, and he was still pumping Rhines out right now, maybe put down 2 more barracks and just go all in. Like, what would Guangtaig have? Like, honestly speaking, like, if he stims with, like, 1 or 2 medics, like, he's dead. He's teching to a third, with a 3rd hatch. He's teching. He's not making any, well, he's making a couple links now, but he wouldn't have enough to deal with any kind of push here. Now, he is pushing across the map here, but this push is a lot weaker than it could have initially been, but he's just actually just pushing and then going back, forcing a reaction from Guangtaig, making a couple links. Not a bad thing. And CC's going up. Academy's coming up now, so, but it looks like it's gonna be 3 hatch metas though. So again, at the end of the day though, like, things have very much kind of stabilized for some part of it. As long as these links don't do any kind of like super econ damage that potentially might get a run by. Whoa, hold on. I apologize. You guys never heard the sound, man. No one told me I didn't unmute the sound. You guys didn't hear that music. Hold on. Just because of Puka tradition here, we need to add the intro music. Despite not having it initially, we need to put it in there just because if you guys don't hear this music one time in one game, I think you'd be sad, I'd be sad, and you know, I'd be quite sad. But these links are actually finding a sweet spot against this bunker right here, which is absolutely annoying. And Guangtaig is just buying himself time. That's literally the whole point of this. It's like, well, I'm gonna go 3 hatch meters. You can't do anything about it. And he's only have 2 racks here. Now, if game has superior Gosu-like control against Beetleist, then yeah, hey, he could potentially deal with this push. That these Beetleists are popping. No, they're not. I take that back. I was lying. Okay, also putting timings-wise into perspective here as well. Beetleists should be out, like, popping from the exact 7:37 minutes-ish. And yes. So it will be, it's a little bit more delayed than normal, about 10 seconds or so from after with this 9 pool speed. So he's gotten his timings up, you know, pretty perfectly. And oh man, the Japanese stimming sound, so perfect. And these lings though are just proven to be very difficult. And he's stimming in here. He's gonna clean up a lot of these lings. Firebat getting, I thought he was getting a lot more kills right there. Firebat easily the best unit in this game, in my opinion. Firebat rush in Terran versus Protoss. That's been fantastic, but. And the other thing to note, though, is, like, you hit 730. You hit 730. The 3-hatch Beetleist is definitely delayed. His Beetleists just have come out at the timing where the push normally hits. So don't get me wrong. Like, this push is definitely delayed by a solid, like, minute from after all this. And, you know, this is actually what game's doing right now. He's pushing in here. There's only going to be 3 Sunkins here with no Ling buffering those Sunkins at all. This could do damage. The Beetleists are coming in there, trying to snipe off on this. Now, this is nice, though, because with this nice control that we're starting to see from Guangtaig here, this is just delaying game. It's a lot, buying more time for that Sunken that's not being made right now off the natural off the natural choke point to do any kind of damage, and game's kind of like left out on the center of the map. Like, well, what the hell do I do here? Now, with that being said, though, these Marines are going to get cleaned up here, and nice job by Guangtaig here, but we're up to 4 racks here. He's getting +1, and he has a decent army back at home, so, and he's a good amount of missile turrets, so both players are kind of like just like delaying each other there, so turrets are up everywhere. Only thing you could really nitpick at that is that this one's farther up, so potentially if Guangtaig's like, you know what, I have Gosu like J-Dog micro skills, he potentially could be in range of this guy without being in range of these two. But, I mean, that is like the least complaint I could say. And he's going to go in there, going into explosive turrets, not losing any Beetleists, thankfully, but not going to do a lot. The natural, yeah, you know, could have some damage being done. If you kill off this turret right here, get your Beetleists right behind here, This is a little bit susceptible to Marines, but if you want to do something with these meatless, say it's not the worst thing. We do have a third base being established for Guangtaic here, so the 2-base follow-up with Greater Spire does not look like it's going to be happening here, but it looks like we're going to have a fairly, standard timing hive tech, I would say. The Shimmy is asking, the person who ran this tournament, I'll have you know, in chat for VOD users and stream users that are not using the chat, was saying, is Gladiator favorable for Zerg? Well, for Zerg versus Protoss, it did with cross positions, but ZVP, TVZ, I like this matchup, but I do not have enough analysis to really talk about that. The ramps, it's kind of like it's like a lot more ridgy like Heartbreak Ridge. So lurkers would be absolutely phenomenal on this map. So when I think about it, Zerg might have a majority, but the same could be said for tanks, though. I'm just saying. I mean, high ground to high ground. I mean, it's to one's own whoever controls that. Now, Zerg tends to be the more the aggressive one into the mid game, where they're playing a little bit more defensive against these. Oh, he's all positioning. The carnage. Let the carnage begin. Not as bad, but. And Mutilis are coming in here potentially to clean this up. Marines are ahead, so he could potentially send off the medics if you like to. Nice air stacking right there as well. Checking for a third base, but it's not there. It's kind of like a ZVP kind of base where it's so far away, but he'll clean up the Marines. MBD. But despite all this, this is where that third base should really start coming up for game. And I thought I heard something lift off. No, and he's getting double starport. Huh. Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. I don't know. He could go battle cruisers, I suppose. Wraith could be an option. Wow, I am stupid. I know this match. Don't get me wrong. Those are for science vessels. He just got a very delayed science vessels. But the issue though is kind of the same thing what Fungza does against Protoss. It's like, well, I'm just gonna contain them off a 2-base here. The only issue with this matchup is that Terrans have like an unbelievable amount of production on off a 2-base with bio. So they can continue producing continue for a while. But it's difficult to where you really take your third base on this map as well, because like you could take the closer base that's easier to defend, but it's on the low ground for one. Number two, you can't. There's not a lot of buildable area where you can put turrets and these Mutalisks. Oh, yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all. But now, I mean, lurkers are in the mineral line here, and this kind of sucks. I mean, it's delayed mining on the natural, so I mean that alone is just just terrible. But we don't have a fourth base up. But I mean, even still, it's just a lot of time for hive tech, which is going to be Defiler. Do we have Ultraless Cavern? And that creep looks. Whoa. Never seen a creep go on a ramp before, but he's gonna go like Defiler, Ling Lurker. Pretty standard stuff here. But going on to that third base though, like that third base. There isn't a lot of buildable area here. You can't put turrets all over the place to stop from Mutalisks. High ground. We have Guardians. I heard Guardians. And we have a Guardian transition. Okay. Generally, I see that off a 2-base, but whatever. Going to take, so you know what, dude? Like, I don't care. I'm going to harass you. It's nice, especially with this ridge right here, that he's going to have to... Like, how do you engage this? It's like, oh, I'm going to go back. But Wraith are coming out, though, to deal with that, but also, obviously... Okay, so apparently I was wrong, but I just want to have you know that it is not super standard to go Wraith, 15 minutes in the game off a 2-base. I'm just saying, generally it's science vessels, but, and now I think we're starting to have a mech transition, and, wow, I just don't know how to even talk about this game right now, because I'm so confused. Well, Wraith is something, you know, is definitely not something you normally see. Or going into that lurker line. No, the carnage. Let the carnage begin. Oh God, that is unfortunate. At least for the lurkers and the Marines that did die, sadly. Well, alright, the Marines are like, yo, dude, what's going on? Scourge is starting to come out. Stun me off the but the benefit, though, I can definitely see why these are used for that reasoning. And okay, there was a counter push happening, and I realized when they started saying my name in chat that it wasn't a great idea. I need to pay attention more to Minimap. But yes, there was a counter push, which has stopped this from mine. But also the third base is being attacked. But also the natural's being attacked. But I mean, Guangtae's still gonna have 2 bases that are mining versus one base for Guangtae for a game. Excuse me. But enough said there. Let me finish. Well, what I'm trying to figure out about Wraith is that the reasoning I think Game went for it was, and that CC is dangerously low. But the Wraith are there to snipe off Defilers, the same way that Mutalisks are there to kill off High Templar in ZVP. That's the reason why. I don't know why he didn't opt to go Science Vessels, as they're more standard, but hey, if you want to go Wraith, that has proven to be, you know, has had, you know, moderate success in this game. It's pretty good. But base that might be, that may reincarnate soon. You know, Game has like 2 options here. Attack these finds these bases now and kills them, or he plays defensive and then just I don't even know. But like, even Guangtae is like, you know what? Like, I'm gonna try to take this base again. I'm gonna let my opponent. Oh, these Scourge, no! Like, I'm gonna let my opponent think that they're killing off my 3rd base again, while I have 2 more bases coming up. Now, he doesn't look like he knows about those bases yet, so Game is having a little bit of difficulty right now. And I think it's due to the counter pushing. I mean, the natural's taking so much damage from any like points A, P, and C from this game, from loss of mining, and it's just not great. We even start Guardian Harass from this game, man. Like, crazy stuff going on. We even have Fire Bats in the mix with +1 with their flamethrowers. Like, that's pretty wacky stuff right there. We do have center map control, though, for Game. But 90 supply to 57, though. Where is Guangtae's army? He is bank, man. Game doesn't. We have a Plague-Oo going off. And the Plague was not enough. If Game wins this game, man, because those supplies are like staggering. It's like, well, I have 87 supply, but I'm rebuilding my command center because it died. Like, what can I say? What can I say? I mean, there's like a 40 supply Zerg that's on a 4 base. Is this a bugged replay? I don't think it is. I just don't know why. Is he just actually just trolling? I don't know. I mean, this does not look bugged, but I don't think it's bugged. This does not look like a bugged replay at all. I mean, look at Game's macro compared to Guangtae. Imagine if this was like that many lings of 1,300 lings. All right, Sungans are coming up here. That is a lot of Sungans, ladies and gentlemen. His teammates using a Marine right there. It's, you know, taking up to 200 damage, I believe. But the Sungans are too much with their subterranean claws of death. Subterranean tentacles, excuse me. And it looks like it appears going to be too much. But We have drop ships being used. I think Game's just like, what can I do to just be the most annoying Terran I can off of like one base? Because I mean, he still has an army, where Guangtaik has like does not have an army. I mean, now he has ultras. I just feel like this late in the game though, like you should have like 5-3 upgrades 20 minutes in the game. Possibly because they went for Greater Spire, which, you know, possibly sent them back, especially losing those meterless was definitely a blunder. Possibly a reason, but there's still no reasoning why you shouldn't be spending like 2k minerals up to this point. I just don't understand why. We have a dropship. Oh, the Scourge do unfair amount of damage and just kill off the dropship immediately. We do not have a counter push, so I can actually stay on this scene for quite some time, as we do not need to have another episode like that. That'd be very embarrassing. He's doing a lot of damage to this hatchery. We're back down to 3 base. Or maybe 2 base now. No, that's still 3 base versus 1 base. And we finally get the comm set on the natural expansion now. After, 30 minutes. Ow! Ouch, 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 ouch. Funny bone. Funny bone. God, that hurt. Anyone stubbed their kneecap on a bench or something? Well, that's what just happened. My desk is really, really small. Dude, I have chocolate milk on me, and I just didn't know about it. But I need to have something between games. I took it out because of that reason. But Game, in this game, though, is looking like he's going to have, might not last a second push. If that Mind Drag hit this army, though, that would be awesome. Just be awesome. Awesome is the word. Kind of means between the F-bomb and awesome. But nice irradiates going on though. Dark Swarm is going down. That's a very nice play going down. Fire Rats are not really doing the damage that they really want to be doing. But then again, they're not really that good against Ultralisks. Ultras coming in here, cleaning up a lot of the SCVs here. And that irradiate is actually hurting those SCVs more. GG by Game. Game number 1 has been how ridiculously crazy it's been. Guangtaik will take game 1. Game 1 will go down to Guangtaik. VOD users, well, I'll be back momentarily. And, well, yes. Okay.